Hello and welcome to a special episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. Today, we're coming to you from Hanover Park Regional High School in East Hanover. Later on in this episode, we'll see how the Hanover Park Hornets are shaping the legacy of high school football in the Garden State, proving that this sport is more than just a game. It's a connection that spans generations. But first, the Meadowlands Chamber works to strengthen business growth and economic development across the region. From networking and workforce initiatives to tourism and public affairs advocacy, the Chamber supports businesses of all sizes. I sat down with President and CEO Jim Kirkos to learn more. Jim, it's such a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I love being here.
We did not coordinate our outfits prior to this filming. I told you off camera I wore blue for MetLife Stadium, my Giants.
I'm a blue guy too,
Yes.
so I wear it 2 or 3 days a week.
Okay, cool. Not a lot of good things happening out of that sector of the Meadowlands
Yeah,
this year.
but the season's over, so we can move on to next now.
Exactly. I want to start from the beginning because you have been with the Chamber, heading up the Chamber since 2002.
Yep.
How did that all happen?
You know, I was an entrepreneur and in business. I was in the hospitality business, and I was a member at the Meadowlands Chamber. And I just got tired of it. I lost my passion for it, so I sold my business. It was a couple of them. The CEO at the Chamber at the time said, "Hey, what are you doing? Would you join me? I have a few projects I'd love you to work on." And because the Chamber was so good for me as an entrepreneur and a businessman, I did it. I did it for 6 months. The CEO was going to leave, and the board offered me the position, and I told them I would accept it for a year or two. And lo and behold, I fell in love with the role and what I do and the mission of the organization, and I've been there almost 23 years.
Wow. Well, you have seen a lot since 2002, and it's just exploded, I'm sure.
No, the greater Meadowlands region, from a development standpoint, it's grown both on the development side with beautiful projects like even the sports complex. And we focus a lot of attention on the sports complex because going all the way back to the 70s, the sports complex with the original racetrack, the original Giant Stadium, and the arena was amongst the biggest in the world. And we brought in some of the biggest events even back then. I was part of the '94 World Cup host committee.
That was such a big deal.
And it was such a big deal back then. So then you fast forward to today, and now we have American Dream, and the sports complex is still attracting the biggest world-renowned events. And tourism development and destination development is a huge part of overall economic development, and that's what helps businesses grow around in this community.
American Dream opening up there, huge. And it's so much fun. I love going there with my 4-year-old daughter.
Listen, American Dream is amazing. We've been a huge supporter of American Dream from day one because I think it was really about the vision of what the Gomasian family and 555, who operate the Mall of America in Minneapolis and the West Edmonton Mall in Alberta. They had this vision for a retail and entertainment facility. So it's not just a mall. And if you go there today, there is amazing things to do to be entertained for kids, for adults, and everything in between. And so it's really been the economic engine. It's starting to really perform well. Tenants are inside. I went in there a bunch of times during the holidays, even to do some shopping, and the place was packed. And so people are coming and they're staying in hotels, and they're shopping, and they're going and being entertained, and they're spending their money in New Jersey, and that's what the project was meant to do.
And they're coming from outside of the state. We do shoots there. Sesame Place just opened.
Yep.
And I met people that drove up from Maryland, drove down from Canada. Yeah. I mean, who's doing that for a mall?
No, when we did the economic and market analysis through this company called Hundred Strategies for the convention center, we did cell phone analysis as to where people come from, and we drew diameters. And it's a 4 to 6 hour marketplace where people will travel in for. Wow. It's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Well, you're obviously getting that audience to MetLife Stadium as well. And I know you have big plans.
Well, listen, our plans are to make sure that as an organization, we try to position our business members. The spotlight will be on us. That alone is really important for business that's occurring now, business in the future. And so as we bring people to the region, and by the way, the economic impact of World Cup already started.
Oh, yeah?
It's already started.
How
we have
come?
companies coming in looking to figure out where they're going to entertain their guests, where they're going to stay. We're doing hotel tours, we're doing restaurant and banquet facility tours.
Wow.
It's already begun. And on top of that, MetLife Stadium, I have to give kudos to the team at MetLife Stadium. They're the best. They're maybe the best in the country, maybe even in the world, at producing those events. They just know how to do it. They work well with the unions that are there, and there's no doubt in my mind that operationally this World Cup will be a flawless event.
It's New Jersey.
And it's New
By
Jersey.
the way, I mean, how much work do you have to put in to make sure people know that it's Jersey and not New York?
Well, I've gotten over the idea that we get overshadowed by New York, and I'm over it because we are next to the greatest city in the world.
Of course.
Right? And maybe we wouldn't even get the attention to attract a World Cup if we weren't next to the greatest city in the world. Now, however, I do want to flex our muscles. We have world-class restaurants. We have world-class hotels. We have world-class attractions, especially with places like American Dream and many others in and around New Jersey. So New Jersey is not given its fair share, and it's people like me, it's our job to make sure that we're letting the world know that you can come here and where to stay, where to play, where to eat, where to shop, where to entertain, and that's our job, and we'll do it.
You certainly will. So let's get out of the Meadowlands and MetLife world, because there is so much more. I know people, when they hear Meadowlands Chamber, they think that area, but it is so much more.
It is more, and you know, when you think about the broader region, when I first took over the Meadowlands Chamber, we were basically covering the 14 municipalities that were the technical Meadowlands district. But over time, and as the sports complex drove the economy in this region, it grew into what I call the Greater Meadowlands. And so there are immense different industry sectors that are here, where the businesses that are dominant in the Meadowlands: warehouse, light manufacturing, industrial properties. But we are back offices. There's data centers, Secaucus, right? All those locations. We've come to be a powerful workforce and economic engine all by itself, because proximity to roads, north and south and east and west, proximity to New York City, and proximity to a very densely population. And that makes the Greater Meadowlands very, very appealing for businesses to locate, relocate, and to grow. And I consider this, where we are right now in Clifton Nutley, I consider it to be the Greater Meadowlands, right? We're literally 5 minutes away. And there are beautiful projects like what's happening here. The vision for On3 is just spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
It's transforming this site. And, you know, when Hoffman and LaRoche left, it was doom and gloom, you know, until On3 was established. Right?
Yeah. We did a whole tour of the space with Eugene and Edwin, who you know very well.
I know them both well.
I mean, it's amazing now, but just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
No, I know it's going to happen. Some residential, a hotel or two, and some retail, and this whole complex will be spectacular. A lot of what we do at our organization is advocacy. So we'll advocate for, let's say, transportation projects, infrastructure investment. We want to make sure people have mobility to get around the region, and we want to make sure goods and services can be moved, right? And so it's really important.
Let's talk about your membership. How many members are part of the chamber?
So we are now just shy of 1,200 company members.
Wow.
So we're one of the larger regional chambers in New Jersey. But I got to tell you, all business organizations like the Meadowlands Chamber are pretty similar. We have everything from sole proprietors and mom and pop retail stores on Main Street, all the way up to Fortune 500, in some cases Fortune 100 companies. And so we cover just about every industry sector that's there. That diversity of companies makes it hard for programming. We have to find a way to make sure as an organization, we're providing member benefits and value to different levels and different types of companies. And sometimes the power of that networking and business owners helping one another is an amazing part of business growth.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably mentorship too tied in, right? With the bigger, more established, with the mom and pop.
Oh no, absolutely. First of all, we have emerging leaders. We have an initiative within the organization for emerging leaders, where business owners, especially young professionals, are mentoring college students.
Cool.
Right? We have a small business council where business owners can get together and talk to one another about what ails their business and how to grow. And sometimes learning from someone else's failure is a great is a great way to learn.
Yep.
And so people are willing to share both success stories and failure stories together. And so that's a very, very powerful tool. So that's a good part of what I do every day.
Yeah. No, as a business owner, I appreciate that
Yeah.
because, for example, the Department of Labor in 2020, they made changes.
Yeah, tail end of November, we actually had officials from the Department of Labor in. They talked about all those regulations. They showed people how to fill out the forms. They showed them where common mistakes are made, and a room full of people are not going to make those mistakes.
Yeah.
Right, and that's
What a
really
resource.
that's really important. So I tell our members we're a toolbox inside their toolbox, right? And we have lots of ways to help a business grow. And ultimately, as long as they use it, they'll gain from it.
Exactly. What about the social aspect of being a member?
So that's a really good point, because that not only do they get to network, but they've made friends, and sometimes lifelong friends. So there then becomes a very social aspect of it. We try to infuse fun, especially for our after hours events, along with networking, so that people can be in a relaxed environment. We can just take it down a notch, take the pressure away, let people be in atmospheres that are comfortable, so that we can get to know each other. Because I want people shaking hands. I want people looking in each other's eyes. I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. Because the only way we can have a relationship is if you trust me and you like me and you think that I'm credible. You can't get that off of a business card.
No. I feel like with you personally, you were born with, and some people are, right? They're just natural networkers.
I was born with the gift of gab. So,
Likewise.
I was, from the time I was very young, I was never afraid to stand in front of the room and have a conversation. And people tease me about never letting go of the mic. You have to get comfortable doing that. And I have to give credit to, back when I was in college, one of the best classes I took was a public speaking class at Fairleigh Dickinson University, when Fairleigh Dickinson was in Rutherford, on the Rutherford campus.
Oh, I never even knew that.
Yeah.
They're by me now in Madison.
Yes,
Yeah.
and but they were at the campus, which is now occupied by Felician University.
Oh, okay.
And so I took a public speaking class there, and I learned a lot, and I got comfortable. And from that point forward, there was just no looking back. And so we, part of being involved at the chamber, if a member gets involved and serves on a committee, we put them in opportunities so that they can stand in front of a room, so that they can stand in front of 6 or 8 peers and break their fear of talking and making a presentation. And that's also a part of being active in an organization. Yeah. So it's not just about business, right? It's not just about sharing business opportunities. You get so much more when you get active in an organization like ours.
Exactly. Yeah. And beyond business, I know giving back to the community is so important. How does the chamber give back?
About 15 years ago, we established a nonprofit committee. It is one of the most vibrant things we do. And here's why we did it. My board and I felt that we had an obligation to help build the quality of life in our communities. But yet, we're a business organization. We can't do everything. So we said, okay, what if we brought in all these beautiful not-for-profits, autism, cancer, YMCA, right? You go down the whole list. And we bring them as part of the organization, and we help them be better at running their businesses so that they can be better at doing what they do for a mission. Because all of our employees live in the communities, are using these not-for-profits in one way, shape, or form. And so if we help them be better at what they do, if we help them find donors, if we help them with their philanthropy, if we help them with finding board members to serve their organizations, and we help them grow, that's our way of helping make sure that the quality of life in our community stays strong and robust. They spend so much time trying to raise money for their cause that they forget to market themselves. And so we'll use our media publications to help highlight and showcase what they do to create some brand awareness in the marketplace, so people know there's a resource here. And we just do that all the time. And we also do every year, we do an event, usually at the Meadowlands racetrack, called Lunch for Love. It's in February. Oh. And we have all of our not-for-profits, and all the money that's generated that day gets distributed to our not-for-profits.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Oh, that's great.
And then one more, if I may share. Since Hurricane Sandy, we've been producing something called the Basket Brigade. And it's the Sunday before Thanksgiving every year. And we will have 150 to 200 volunteers come together and manufacture Thanksgiving dinner baskets. And we did 340 this year, and they were delivered to 340 needy families. And it's tremendous. And so what happens is you have volunteers, people are bringing their kids to be a part of that, showing them how giving back is important. And so a bunch of people come together for a common cause. We raise the money to buy all the product. Larry and Sarah and the Sarah supermarkets have been so helpful to us, and also this year helpful to us was Stu Leonard and his organization. It was great. And so they come together, and that's one of those beautiful things. At the end of that day, knowing that we've helped 340 families have a Thanksgiving meal, it's a beautiful thing.
That is beautiful. Right? You love what you do.
I
can tell. I mean, and it's so fun because every day for you has to be so different.
It is different. I get to meet really interesting people like yourself every day. I find out about different manufactured products, about different ways to do social media. And now I'm learning about artificial intelligence from our members.
What a world that is, right?
Oh, boy. But yeah, no, I do love it. I think over time as I've gotten older, I've become a little bit more philosophical. Helping make our little piece of the world a little bit better makes me feel good. And I want to go to work feeling good every day.
Yeah.
It's really important to be, one of the great things that I've learned, I've become a better listener. You know, when I first took over the job, and because I was comfortable talking, I talked a lot. I had to learn how to listen, and I have learned how to listen. And so now, when you listen, you can find out a lot more about what our members need, and then we can develop plans to help everyone.
Yeah. Well, this was so much fun.
It was great. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I hope you'll have me back.
Definitely. Where can people find out more about you and the Chamber?
The Chamber, www.meadowlands.org. Everything you need to know about us and all of our initiatives are right there.
Amazing. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for being here today.
This was awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
New Jersey packs a lot of wow into every winter getaway. Wow. So come and get your wow on. Till you're all warm and fuzzy inside. New Jersey, it's one wow after another, after another, after another. You get it. Find your wow at visitnj.org. Little state, lotta.
Back here in East Hanover, I sat down with the past and present of Hanover Park football at district training, where today's players continue to build on the discipline, hard work, and legacy that their fathers left behind. New Jersey is a state where football is more than just a game. It's a tradition that brings communities together, builds lifelong bonds, and creates stories that are passed down for generations. At Hanover Park Regional High School, which serves the Morris County towns of East Hanover and Florham Park, football is built on pride and discipline, a mantra that has shaped generations of players and defined their successes on and off the field. In 1990, Hanover Park football reached its pinnacle, completing an undefeated season to win the school's first ever sectional championship. It was a moment that defined a team and united a community. Fast forward to 2024, and history repeated itself when Hanover Park captured its second sectional title. But what makes this victory so remarkable is the connection to the past. 3 players on this year's team are the sons of champions from 1990. I sat down at district training in East Hanover to learn the story of 2 teams, 1 legacy, and how high school football connects generations in the Garden State. New Jersey high school football is layered and rich. From Friday night lights in small towns to championship celebrations in iconic stadiums, football in the Garden State is a unifying force. Every program carries its own traditions and history, and Hanover Park Regional High School is no exception. The story of Hanover Park's football success begins in 1990. Under coach Tony Sorrentino, the Hornets completed a perfect season, winning their first ever sectional title with a decisive 51-14 win over Roselle. Sar, you were the head coach of the 1990 Hanover Park State Championship undefeated team. Take us through that season.
Wow. Well, 11-game season at the time. And I kind of knew from the beginning that we were going to be something special. But These guys knew before me because they had it set in their mind, we're going to win a state championship. For me, it was once in a lifetime.
Of course, of course.
I mean, other coaches might be fortunate enough to have several state championships. They don't come by that often.
In 2024, the Hornets found themselves in a familiar position, playing for a sectional championship. Facing top-seeded Glen Rock, the team relied on stellar defense and explosive offense to secure a commanding 24-3 victory.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I told the dads and the kids I was 0 for 3 in state finals. One as a player, one as an assistant, one as a head. So, getting the monkey off my back and winning one was special.
On offense, the Hornets delivered big plays, including a 57-yard touchdown pass from Joey Borello to Jack Kovacs, and a critical touchdown catch by Joey Filippone, one of 3 players with ties to the 1990 team. Boys, congratulations. What was it like to win a state championship?
There was no better feeling like I had ever in my life. And I just felt complete, to have that feeling, after my dad won. And I just thought about it, all these trainings here, all the hard work, all the sweat, it was for that moment. And I wanted to do it for, everyone in my family.
For the players of 1990, the lessons they learned on the field carried far beyond football, and the bonds they created as teammates has only grown stronger over the years.
The bond that you bring together, the discipline that builds, you bring out throughout life. It's, and it's the same with all of us. I mean, we're always together pretty often, and if there is any gap in time that's you don't see each other, you come back, it's as if it were yesterday. But to have these 3 kids do it and watch them do it at a different level, it's rewarding. It gives you goosebumps watching them. The excitement goes, right through us, through them.
1990 obviously means so much to you, and it helps propel all 3 of you in such success in your lives. How did it do so?
The lessons you learned in football is unmatched in any other sport. The dedication you need to put in, the hard work, the team aspect of it, helps you throughout life. It helped me get through college, taught me lessons getting through my own business. It's a sport that teaches you about life.
Now, that legacy lives on through their sons, who've added their own chapter to Hanover Park's history. How did your fathers impact you in your football life?
My father showed me pictures of him and his old team, and it was like I wanted that for myself, and I wanted that for a team like that as well.
I just feel also just them talking about it and knowing about it, just put it in our heads ourselves that this is something that we really want to do, to relive our father's legacy and do something like that again. It was just a cool thing to do.
What does it feel like though now, 34 years later, seeing what Hanover Park accomplished again and how your team set the foundation?
Yes, I really expected it to happen a lot sooner than this, to be honest with you. I mean, I did follow it for the most part, and then I followed it even more once I recognized names, Filippone, the whole crew here. I recognized names on the team. I said, I got to find out how it's going. But they always kept me informed, It's crazy how this all happened. Who would think 35 years later that their sons would be sitting here right now?
It's unbelievable.
It's like these guys thinking 35 years from now, am I sitting here with my sons? Who knows?
Never know.
I'll still be
You'll
teaching.
never you'll still be there, yeah.
At Hanover Park, football is about more than the wins. It's about the connections formed on and off the field, and the pride of representing a community with such a deep tradition in the Garden State.
It's not always about the X's and O's, which most people think. It's about the people. It's about, putting the people in the spots to, be successful. And for me, that was the easiest job when I had players like I had. And I think Coach Fulton could admit to that. When you put the guys in the right spots, put the ball in the right players' hands, and you have success.
Everybody talks about the Filippones and the Francos, Iossas, DiMaiolos. I'm constantly hearing these names. So just being able to do that was awesome and fun and great. But to be able to do it with this story is pretty special. We talk about all the time that football's different and it's special. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better, but it reaches more people and it means more to so many more people. So it was really cool to be able to do it in the way we did it, which was fun.
High school football in New Jersey is more than a tradition. It's a legacy that unites generations and inspires what's to come.
I think as the years go along, they're going to look back on it more, and they're going to be like, wow. And then they're going to be able to bring their kids there, look up over there and say, that was my dad, and that was us. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah. Well, this was really special. Thank you so much. I love Hanover Park football, and I've never filmed anything with my high school before, ever. So the fact that it's here with you guys, especially you, Sar, my teacher,
Wow,
like,
thank you.
It's like just the ultimate. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you for doing this.
Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Your New Jersey. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. We'll see you back here next week.
New Jersey packs a lot of wow into every winter getaway.
Wow.
Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.